Mary
Okay.
Beth, make sure you
What?
record this because I know some people can't hop on.
Just started recording. Okay, so I just wanted to have a really quick call. We're going to try and keep this about half an hour, but to really give those of you who came to Summit a chance to kind of share what you learned, because it was an incredible weekend, and I could throw a bunch of crap at you that I learned, but I really want you guys to hear from more than just me. And I think that everybody, we could all sit in the same talk and everybody could take something different away. And it's perfect timing because today is the last day that you can get your cheap Summit ticket. So it's $145 right now. It's refundable until the end of this year. So if something happens and you find out you can't go next year to Summit, you can refund it and or transfer it to somebody else. So I definitely would go ahead and get that, because we had 12 of us there this year, and I'd love for our team to have an even bigger presence next year, because I'm determined that we are going to be a 5-star elite team. So along with that, I want to just start off just sharing a little bit about kind of my feeling when I was at Summit. So the first night at opening ceremonies, I represented our team and walked across the stage to represent our 3-star, but technically 4-star diamond team. And I got to sit on the floor during the whole opening ceremonies, which if you didn't go to Summit, you don't know this, but on the floor is like the big dogs. I'm talking like the celebrities of Beachbody, the top 10 coaches, those coaches who've been coaching for 5 years, the people that are in the Million Club, which means they've made $1 million, coaches that were, the first coaches of Beachbody. I mean, like the big dogs, all the elite coaches, all the premier coaches. It's big time, okay? So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, this is surreal. And it hit me. It was like, I'm about to walk across that stage so freaking proud of this team. Obviously when I was sitting there, I knew that currently we are in the top 200. And that just hit me like crazy. I cannot believe that 2 years ago when I started coaching as a hobby, I had no goals for this, nothing at all. I was just oh, well, maybe I can get part of my Shakeology covered. I had no goals. And now to see how big our team has grown and how many amazing friendships and relationships are happening on this team, and then how many lives we are impacting is the coolest thing. And I just sat there thinking, next year I'm going to be even more proud, as I am determined, like I told you guys, that we are going to be a 5-star elite team, which means that we will be recognized on stage as an elite 5-star team. There are not many teams that are recognized. And it's that is what I want for our team. I kept sitting there on the floor, tearing up when I think about how freaking proud I am of you guys and the idea that we can actually do this. I set this goal for us at the beginning of the year because someone encouraged me to set super huge goals that make you want to throw up. So I was like, okay, you want to know the really big goal that I don't think I'll ever hit? 5-star elite. You want to know the goal that we are on track to hit? 5-star elite, and it's July. So I'm just so proud of you guys. I'm so proud. And I hope that fuels your fire, because you can set a goal, and when you focus on those little, I didn't do anything crazy. I literally have not done anything different other than my power hour every day and then supporting you guys. I haven't changed anything. It's the little things over time that will get you to your goals. But the thing is that we don't ever realize is it's the time part. I've seen so many coaches come and go because they are not consistently doing the things and they're not doing them over time. So anyway, that's just kind of my little takeaway from Summit, and it just really fueled my fire and just my pride in you guys. We have something that's different than a lot of other teams, and it's our community, and it's our relationships with each other, and it's our heart and really our desire to help other people above all else. And that is something special, and that is something different. And so if you're new on this team, you should be proud of the fact that you have joined a team like this. And there's a reason, like you are attracted to this team because your hearts are the same. Okay, so I could go on all night, like I said. So I'm going to be done, and I'm going to let Sindel go.
Okay. All right. Hi, guys. I'm Sindel. This was my first summit, and it's also my first year of coaching for you guys that don't know me. And one thing that spoke the most to my heart, and I'm sorry if you hear my dogs, they love to fight when I'm on any kind of phone call or whatever. The one thing that just got me so much was our workouts that we did as a whole community. Because I have always been a person who I like to work out by myself because I don't like to wait on people. I just want to do what I have to do and go. But at Summit, being around literally thousands of other people who are just like you, who have just the same heart as you, and just looking over and being well, they're not giving up, so I can't give up, or they're drenched in sweat, so I need to be drenched in sweat. That was just probably the coolest thing. It just had chills all over your body, just being around that. And I don't know, I just thought that was the most electrifying thing that I've been a part of in a community like that. So that was my takeaway. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So that's it.
Yeah, it was really cool. Leanne, you want to go?
Okay, so it impacted me. So this first,
you're cutting out a lot. Are you cutting? Is everybody else getting that? Okay, yeah, you're cutting out a lot.
Oh, okay.
Now you're frozen.
Is it better?
Yes.
Oh
no. Kind of.
Okay. It said my internet connection stable a second ago. Is it better now?
Yes, at this moment, but it keeps going in and out.
Okay. Well, maybe come back to me. Let me try to figure it out.
It's good right at this minute. Go.
Okay. So Darren Hardy, he spoke, you guys. It was so awesome. But he wrote that book, The Compound Effect. And if you read it, go read it because it's so, it's just so good. It's good for helping our challengers. Basically what MK is saying, all the little things we do every single day compound into a big dramatic change, things. So for me, I wrote down there are many things that are easy to do, but they're also not easy to do. It's easy to eat an apple. It's also easy to eat an Oreo. But the little difference there adds up every single day. The difference would be dramatic. But basically, what I got from it was just what keeps sticking with me is that unsuccessful people stuff. Successful people don't like doing the hard stuff.
Can you start that again? You cut out.
Okay. So unsuccessful people don't like doing the hard things, and successful people don't like doing those hard things either. The difference is that the successful people do those things. So those little tasks, no matter best job in the whole world like we do, there's going to be those little things but then once you do it and you're talking to people, you're enjoying it, right? But it's just those little things that are just, you got to just make yourself do them, the hard things. And you just kind of have to do it anyway because you like the end result, right? You like being able to help people. You like being able to have people in your challenge group that you get to see have success or, coaching and see that success and see their lives change. So I don't know. Like I wrote down is that like the Muhammad, what he said in it, like when somebody asked him, like he hated every single early, like he did every single day, but he loved being like the world champion. So like you have to think about like the end result, like why you do the things that you do. I mean, it's our power hour every day. I mean, it's just connecting with people, talking with people. Don't let it intimidate you. Like, so that.
I missed the last thing you said, but I'm going to guess that you said that was your takeaways.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said.
And if you missed that quote, it was that Muhammad Ali hated every single early morning workout, right, Leanne? But he loved being the world champion. So, I mean, and Leanne is, I hope you don't mind me calling you out on this, but she will tell you she is, like, this spoke right to her because this is her. And I think this is true for all of us. When we sit down for our power hour every day, we don't want to do it sometimes. Like sometimes you just don't know where to start. You just don't feel like it. It's way easier to sit on the couch and put on an hour of Netflix instead. But just like Leanne said, like the difference between a successful coach, those top 10 coaches, those elite coaches, those premier coaches, and the difference between coaches who quit after a couple months because they're not selling enough challenge packs or they have no team is that they sit down and do their power hour and they don't make excuses, and the other girls sit on Netflix, scroll through their Instagram, scroll through their Facebook, and they're not getting it done. So no one likes to do the hard things. It's just those people that are successful do it anyway. I loved that, Leanne. That was one of my favorite talks too. Brandy, you want to go?
Oh, you unmuted me. So my takeaway is like something from Amy Silverman during her speech, and she calls it the 3-foot rule. So basically, like if anybody's within like 3 feet of you, you have to like connect with them. But basically, like I know for me, like whenever I scroll through Instagram or something, like I'll see somebody and they'll have like a lot of followers or they'll already be super fit or, you know, just something like that. And I immediately judge them and I'm like, no, they wouldn't be interested. And then I scroll past them or like, you just like there's so many people that you just prejudge and you don't invite them just like based on how they look. And she basically said like, she feels like it's her mission, like this is her calling to tell everybody about this business and about like the fitness, everything. So like it's doing a disjustice if she just prejudges people, if that makes sense. So like here I have my notes trying to like keep my brain straight. So it's like instead of just like looking at somebody and judging them, like go ahead and connect with them. And then another thing she said was like kind of the same thing is like if you're like at a grocery store at the beach or something, it's really easy like way to connect and build your network. You don't have to like you definitely don't want to like try to push a sale or anything right there, because that would be creepy. But she said like she'll go to the beach or something and see somebody wearing a cute swimsuit and you'll just like strike up a conversation and she'll be like, let's just keep in touch and then get her Facebook information and starts conversations that way. But it just kind of like changed my mindset of like, yeah, like it's my job to like tell people about it and what they do with the information is kind of up to them. But like my job as a coach is to just at least let people know and then, you know, not pressure and be creepy, but you know, it's up to them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's not telling them like and being salesy. It's just connecting with them and telling them if you think they'd be great at this or telling them about the group you're running. It doesn't have to be like, hey, I just met you and this is my first message. You want to join my challenge group and buy a challenge pack? We've all had those people before. And so that's not what she's talking about. But I love that because I do that too. I will see someone on Instagram and be like, oh, they probably won't even answer my message because they have so many followers, you know? Thanks, Brandy. Holly.
Did you unmute me? Oh, you did. Okay, so I agree with everybody so far. All of the things that they're talking about, I completely agree with. Can you guys all hear me? Yeah. Okay. One thing I took away is because I was going into this like, I'm a new coach. I don't have goals because I'm a new coach. And I walked away, and I'm done calling myself a new coach, for one. And for two, I looked at everyone on the stage, and at first I was totally intimidated. I was like, those are like, MK said, those are like Beachbody celebs, right? And then the more I listened to them talk, because we got to sit in all kinds of sessions with them, the more I listened to each and every single one of them talk, they started in the same chair that I was sitting in. They were a new coach. They were at Summit, totally overwhelmed, going, what the heck did I get myself into? They were in the exact same position that I'm in, and that some of you guys are in right now. And like I think Leanne said, the difference between the difference between me right now and me standing on that stage in a year or 2 years or 3 years is my actions. So I guess that's kind of my biggest takeaway was, for one, I have goals now. I am no longer a new coach, and I that those people standing on the stage that are top 10, like Ashley, are real people with real lives, with real families, with real excuses, but they do it anyway, and I'm going to do it anyway. You know, that's kind of like how I walked away feeling. So just the fact that those are normal people, and we're all normal people, and they've turned this opportunity into a big business is what I like say now. Looking at my own situation, I'm not calling myself a new coach anymore, like making excuses. Instead, I'm going, I have goals, and I'm going to move forward every day toward those goals because why not me? Why not you? You know, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys are in the Push to Emerald or Push to Diamond group, I am speaking kind of towards the end about belief and how I shifted belief since I started 2 years ago. And it just kind of goes along with what Holly's saying, like, why not you? Like, I used to make so many excuses, and I just talked about this in my post tonight, but like, I don't look like them. I am not as pretty as them. I can't do my makeup like that. I don't have cute outfits. I am like, my Instagram is not beautiful. I'm not a photographer. When I make a recipe, it looks like dog throw up. Like, all these excuses of why I would never be like on stage or whatever. And that doesn't matter. Like, my Instagram, I'm still not wearing makeup. I'm fresh out of the shower. Like, that's not the things that it takes to be up there. It's the behind the scenes actions. I don't get people messaging me to sign up for challenge packs just because I'm on Instagram. Like, I used to think that the top coaches just like, oh, do they really even power hour anymore? Because they probably just have all these people coming to them. Like, they don't need a power hour. But like, that's not the truth. Like, it's those actions that you do behind the scenes. And there, like Holly said, there is nothing that separates you from that top 10 coach if that's your goal, if that's what you want to be. It's just the actions. So yeah, thanks, Holly. Michelle, you're next, right? Or you? Yes, go.
Awesome. Okay, I have my son and I'm flying solo, so if he runs in and starts talking, I'm sorry. I think my biggest takeaway wasn't a specific moment, but it was just a culmination of just hearing so many awesome stories and just the whole time of being at Summit. I think one of the biggest things that I took away was it's not about the numbers. I think it's so easy, whether you've been in this business for 2 weeks or 2 years, to be like, you start thinking about the points and hitting rank and just how many personal sponsor coaches you have or what your paycheck looks like. And I think sometimes it's so hard. Hey, I think sometimes while those things are so good, we just focus on the number and we don't realize that behind the number are people that we are impacting their lives. We are changing their lives. And I think it so hit me because I've been in this business for a little under 2 years. And sometimes I just get so wrapped up in the number and I forget my coaching why. Like we all share our whys with our challengers, like why we want to stay fit and stuff. But I think we all have a why as coaches, like why we jumped into this business. And it hopefully is to see people live healthier, happier, more meaningful lives. And I think it's so easy then to forget, like, I'm only at SC2, when in reality, that SC2 is huge because it means you're impacting or about to impact one person. And that should be enough. And I think when you stop focusing on the numbers and start focusing on the people, then the numbers just come. And to me, the biggest, coolest thing was the closing ceremony when they brought on 8 finalists, a man and a woman from each age category, and we got to hear their story and like a little video. And the woman that actually won was, I think she was in my age category. I think she was in her 30s. And I teared up because the thing that made her want to, and I'm tearing up now, the thing that made her want her to change her life was she couldn't get on a roller coaster with her son. She couldn't go down the slide with her son. And being a mom of a 3-year-old and with one on the way, like, that is huge. Like, she then was on stage glowing, absolutely glowing, and just so excited that she had lost over 100 pounds, that she had set a huge example for her son. Her marriage was restored. There were so many awesome things about that. And I think we just tend to lose sight so much when we're in this comparison game with all these other coaches and why can't I be like blah, blah, blah. I only have 2 challengers this month or yada, yada, yada. And it's not about that. If you can just impact one person this month, you've done awesome. And if you have that belief in that that's enough, then I'm sure the rest of it will come. The money is going to come. Finances are going to come. I'm telling you, invites have just slid out for me like butter this week because I'm so focused on the people. And I don't know if they have those stories posted anywhere, MK or whatever, but like, oh my gosh, just think about, just read through some of those testimonials that sometimes I post on the Beachbody blog and stuff, because that'll just get you fired up and you remember why we're in this to begin with. So I came back, I wrote down my coaching why, not just my actual why, but why I'm in this, and to be reminded, sorry, to be reminded that I'm in this business to change lives and not to make numbers. The numbers will come. So that was kind of like, sorry.
Don't blow it
That's me.
Yeah, I think we do, we're literally about to start a push group tomorrow, a push to Emerald and a push to Diamond group. And I'm actually speaking on a call on Tuesday about why we shouldn't focus on rank. And it's just like what Michelle said, when you get focused and in that tunnel vision on a number and on a rank, you stop remembering that there are people, and people don't want to be helped by you when they feel like a number. And you're absolutely right, Michelle. Like, as soon as you take that focus off of your rank and off of your Success Club number, it just happens. If you are doing your power hour and doing that behind the scenes work and doing it with your heart in it, that's when it happens. Of course, you can't just sit there and be like, I care about people, cheese, and not do anything. Then it's not going to happen. But when you are doing the things that you should be doing as a coach and you really are pouring your heart into people, it happens. And people are the reason. And you see so many coaches fail because they're here for the money, and they will eventually quit because they're here for the money and their heart's not in it. And people can see through that crap. People don't want that crap. I don't want that crap on this team. And I know you guys don't want that on your coaches and on your team. But anyway, I am really bad at interjecting. I've just discovered this. Caitlin, do you have anything you want to add? I don't know if you were signed up to talk or not.
Caitlin fell off the call. Or she had to run, I think, didn't she?
Nope, I see her. She doesn't know how to unmute herself.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Mhm.
I didn't sign up for anything, but I guess my biggest takeaway is like totally different from everybody else's, which is a good thing, I guess. So I was already like, I signed up, if you don't know my past, I signed up as a discount coach. So I did not want to do this at all. So this was not my plan. Mary Catherine kind of convinced me to do this, and I was kind of on this like roller coaster ride. So I feel like signing up as a discount, I already believed in the product. Like I already loved the workouts and I loved the shakes, and I knew that it was something that I was just going to do because I loved it. So I think going to Summit sparked more of the business side. So I knew that everybody knew P90X and everybody knew this, but the business of Beachbody itself, I was kind of like, well, it's just another like multi-level marketing. I'm just kind of in this company. And that's truly what I thought. But then going through a 4-day week or weekend with them, and there was no talk of money at all on stage. Well, I lied. There was one talk of money when Micah got called out for being like a double badass, but throughout the whole thing, the CEO and everybody never said like, this is how much money we've raised, and this is how much money you've done, and this is how much money, and so got this new Lexus, and so got a $12,000. I mean, that's not what was talked about. What was talked about was, can you believe that you've changed this person's life and you've changed this person's life? And even when they were going over ranks of these top coaches, they were like, this top coach has this many points, which means that they've helped this many people. So the whole weekend was all about who has been helped and who's helped more people. And it wasn't about who made more money or who had more points or who had more of this and that. It was all about the people, which, like I said, I was already sold on the product, so that wasn't anything. It was the whole business side that they really, I felt like, do care, and they listen. With the double time, I think is super cool. The kids, the Daily Sunshine, like they know, they listen to us. We wanted something for kids. We wanted something that you could do with a partner, or even the week-long challenge that they have. Like they know we do these crock pot things. It's just cool that they look and they listen and they follow, and they're not just up in La La Land living in, their fancy cars and fancy houses. They care about us and what we're doing to try to make this business work and help more people. So I just took more fire from the fact that they care, which, I don't know. I guess I always wonder, like, do they really care about the little people? But I took a big takeaway that they do. So.
Yeah, and the more I learn about this company and the longer that I'm in, it's like just so apparent. And if you have ever heard Carl Deichler speak on a National Wake Up Call or on a YouTube video, you can literally just feel his passion. You can just tell that like his whole heart is in this business, and even if he made $0, I think he'd still be doing this. Kelly, do you have anything to add real quick? Did you want to say anything? I can't hear you at all.
Honestly,
there you go.
We've had church all day and just had people leave our house. So I was going to talk about limiting beliefs and have had a second to get my thoughts together. But when we were asked to do that video for Ashley, the biggest takeaway for me was that about money. But I think for the limiting beliefs was that, I use my kids as an excuse. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Yeah, I am. I'm beat right now. I'm like wiped. And I use my kids as my excuse, as my limiting belief that I can't go further with this. And honestly, I think it might just take more time for me. I don't know, because haven't been able to put in what I need to put in to make this a successful thing for me. But yeah, that's one of my limiting beliefs, and I need to push it aside. And
You just need to
I
turn
don't
it
know.
into.
I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
That's okay. Kelly, I think your limiting beliefs turn into your biggest whys. At least for me, they have. Um, so I just encourage you to turn turn on those three little crazies into your why instead of your limit, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
okay.
can't wait for school to start this fall.
Yeah, I bet you can. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap us up real quick with some more of my like more tangible takeaways instead of just like my feelings. Um, hold on, sorry. Okay. One of the talks that I got to go to was a specific leadership afternoon, and it was focused all on leadership. And Brendan Bouchard, who spoke in one of our main sessions, also talked at this leadership thing, and he talked about high performers. And let me preface this by saying a high performer is that person who is going to level up and level up and level up and not let a setback take them down. So it's those people that are fighting through the objections, that are fighting through the lows, riding the highs, that are not just going to quit 6 months into this because they just don't feel like it anymore. Those are the high performers. And he said there's a difference between high performers and everybody else. And here are some of the differences. They bring joy. So they don't wait for joy to be created. They bring joy. If they're in a high, if they've signed up 20 people that month, or if they're sitting at Success Club 0, they bring joy. They bring confidence. They don't wait to act like they're a 5-star diamond coach. They might be just an emerald coach posting like a top 10 coach. They have that confidence that they are the expert and that they know what they're talking about and that they can help someone. They are more successful, they're happier, they're more confident, they're more productive, they're more passionate about their work. They are 40% more likely to work out 5 days a week, so they're healthier, and they're more resilient than the baseline. So we're still talking about those high performers, those ones that are going to go far. They don't focus on their strengths, they work on their weaknesses. So many times you hear people say, oh, well, that's your strength, like tap into your strength, which is true. You want to know what you're good at, but you can't ride your strength forever. You've got to work on your weaknesses too. They challenge people to level up, to get healthy, to be better. They challenge people to see their full potential, and they demonstrate courage. And I think that one is so huge as coaches because your challengers and your coaches will start to follow you when you are real and vulnerable in your posts, in your challenge group, when they feel like they can read your post and say, me too, I'm not alone. That is courageous. It is not easy to do what we do. It is not easy to share the hard stuff. It's not easy to admit that we failed when we are supposed to be the coach, right? But having those times where we demonstrate courage, when we stand up for someone or stand up for something, that is what high performers do. Another thing I want to talk about real quick before this kicks us off, traps that keep us from being high performers. And Leanne kind of talked about this a little bit, but it's because the results are invisible. So whether we choose to eat an Oreo or an apple, we don't see the results right away. So if I eat an Oreo tonight, I'm not going to be 10 pounds heavier tomorrow. Same thing with our coaching business. If I don't do my power hour today, I'm not going to feel the effects tomorrow. I'm going to feel them in a month, 3 months, a year from now. So the results are invisible, but over time they're not. And he talked about willpower versus why power. No one has willpower. You have to have a why power. When your why is big enough, you'll do anything. And I loved that. So those were just kind of my takeaways. And I really encourage you guys to get to Summit next year. It puts such a fire in your heart. It's so cool to be together as a team, like real life, like girl sleepover. I can touch you. Oh, that sounds weird. This is also recording. Cool. You know what I mean. Girl time. Oh my gosh. It's time to get off this call. But anyway, I really encourage you guys to get to Summit, do whatever you need to do to get to Summit, and to level up and see yourself as a coach walking across that stage next year at Summit. So Push to Emerald and Diamond Group starts tomorrow. Make sure you get in there if you aren't. And that's it. Thanks everybody for coming on.